guy better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this shit.
Oh my god.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
Why don't women typically approach men?
I feel like if a woman is confident enough and she feels like she looks really good right then and there, and she's not, maybe introverted or shy, she would definitely go and approach somebody.
If a woman chooses to approach a man and shoot her shot, is she more or less likely to be rejected than if the man approaches a woman?
I feel like men are more likely to be rejected.
Yeah.
So why do you think that women fear rejection when they're far less likely to be rejected?
Because women are just more sensitive. They have more feelings into it. I feel like men, they're used to being rejected. They're used to being turned down, but women aren't. So when they get rejected, they feel it more personally.
Yeah.
So many guys find peace and happiness with being alone that they think, why should I be in a relationship then? It's just going to cause a headache. Just have hope and take risks.
So let me get this straight. Women are out here loudly wondering, why aren't men approaching us anymore? Meanwhile, those same women are posting TikToks bragging about how they rejected 5 guys in a row, threw shade at a guy for saying hi, and called another one a creep just for glancing in their direction at the gym. Make it make sense.
Can I get your number?
Oh. You think you are getting with him? Get the fuck out of here. You think you're getting his number? What restaurant are you taking him to? Wait, how much money do you make? Surely you make like 7 figures, right? You're too short. You gotta grow up a little bit and then you can maybe get with him. Yeah, he's good. You can walk away. Hey, you can walk away. Walk away. He doesn't want you. Hello, are you listening? Are you listening? He doesn't want your snap. You're nobody. You're nothing. You're a bum. You're a bum. He doesn't want you. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I would take your Insta though. If you got Insta, I would take your Insta.
Where have all the good men gone? Girl, they left the chat. They ghosted the whole system. Men have learned the hard way that approaching a woman in public these days is like walking into a courtroom with no lawyer. One wrong look, and suddenly you're on trial for harassment.
Lulu says, nobody wants to say this, but the well-intended Me Too exposés metastasized into hysterical witch hunts, creating an environment of fear that altered human mating habits for a generation. TLDR, we've been scaring the bros. And I can't say that that's not true. In a lot of the surveys that I looked up, sort of trying to figure out why men are not approaching women, most of them said they did not want to be perceived as creepy, they did not want to deal with any sort of sexual harassment allegations, and they didn't want to be freaked out on by a woman who did not want to be approached. And so many people are echoing this exact sentiment. Chadley says women will literally start a global witch hunt against flirting, successfully destroy it, forget, and then start a new movement complaining that nobody is hitting on them.
It's not even about fear anymore, it's about self-respect. Guys have realized that chasing attention from women who treat basic compliments like criminal activity. Yeah, that's a losing game. Why bother risking embarrassment, public shaming, or even losing your job, just to say, you look nice today?
We need to talk about what is happening with American men. I was just watching the Call Your Daddy podcast with Millie Bobby Brown, and she was talking about how she met her husband, Jake Bon Jovi, and she was basically saying that they were friends for like a really long time, and for the longest amount of time she had no idea whether this man actually liked her platonically or liked her more than that, because although they were very good friends, he would never flirt with her. He would never show her any form of romantic interest, to the point where she said to her mum, I think you need to sit in on one of our conversations because I need you to assess whether this man is actually flirting with me or not. And so her mum sat in and went to her Mills, I don't think this man is actually flirting with you in any way, shape or form. And it's only when Millie one day had the courage and was like, okay, I just need to let you know that I actually freaking like you. Sorry if this changes our friendship, but I need to tell you that I like you. And he was like, oh my God, you're so bold. And that's how they started a relationship, right? Bear in mind, I have noticed this when I go to the States myself. Like when I was in Manhattan earlier this year, I was in the clubs and what the hell? Okay, so not only do men not approach women in clubs in New York, but they don't even acknowledge you when you come and sit on the same table as them. Why am I joining your table and you are making eye contact with me and you're cutting your eye at me and looking away? In that particular case, it was just the acknowledgement of, yeah, you're right, and then keep it stepping. Like, I'm British, we are unfriendly as fuck, and you can't unfriendly us. You know, if you're gonna do that, that's a record-breaking achievement. And the fact that men in New York can do that is unbelievable. I was talking to my American friend about this, and he was saying, yeah, we do actually just have a bit of an American bitch boy problem. Like, there is just like a national bitch boy problem.
Not true.
And this is happening in the world as well, not just with the common folk. So what is happening with American men and the pursuit of women?
Approaching a modern woman in public feels like playing Russian roulette, 5 empty chambers and one that'll ruin your entire career.
Let's put it this way. Let's say in only one out of 10 or 1 out of 50 instances, a guy walks up to a girl very politely and says, "How do you do, ma'am? You know, my name's, Rick, and couldn't help but notice you shopping at this here bookstore, and I live in the area. I'm trying to make friends." How does he know that he's not going to end up with a viral clip, a picture taken, accusing him of being a creep?
I'll tell you.
Let's be real, women spent the last decade telling men to leave them alone, do better, stay in their lane, and now that men are actually doing that, suddenly it's, where are the real men? Sis, you asked for distance. You got it. Moral of the story: men didn't give up on women, they gave up on getting punished for showing interest. And until things shift, more and more men are gonna choose peace over pickup lines.
Girls, when was the last time a man approached you at a bar and started talking to you? And I thought this was just me thing, but they were all like, no, it hasn't happened in, I can't even tell you how long, like before COVID. And I thought that was a me experience. I was like, okay, maybe I give off like a standoffish vibe. I don't know. I don't think so. But no, they all agreed. They're like, I can't tell you the last time a man tried to talk to me at a bar. A man tried to offer to buy me a drink. Do men still do that? Men, can you weigh in? And I don't even need the drink, but like the last time, and I'll go up and talk to guys, but like, can someone explain?
Ladies keep asking this, but when are you going to realize that there are consequences to your words and actions? It's because men would rather keep to themselves than to be called a creep, or at the very least be publicly embarrassed, or at worst be accused of something. A lot of women do not realize that because of social media, a lot of young men believe that women despise them. Between the 4B movement, the it's all men until no men, and picking the bear over the man, because of this, most of them assume that women genuinely want nothing to do with them.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.